Hassan have such a detailed history and relationship. They're kind of like star-crossed lovers who could have their own separate video purely because of how nuts their drama has been. I've done a few in the past, obviously, but a lot has happened since then. But I think what's important to keep in mind here is that Ethan has said several times that he is not a Zionist or a supporter of Israel. He just doesn't want the
I don't want to get into that.
Citizens of Israel to get glassed off the face of the earth, which I think is a relatively
Yeah.
fair thing to say. But this apparently was too much of an extreme take for Hassan. This was extremist rhetoric, so that basically led their relationship to crumble and die and burn and die and burn and get to the point where it is today. Hassan would also continue crying on Twitter about Ethan criticizing him. So now it's time to get into the philosophy of this ad boycott, because I am generally against ad boycotts, and I'm even generally against this one, despite the fact that I think if there is any...
I'm not. Ad boycotts are very good. Because it drains the swamp. Like, the bad streamers have to go. Or content creators, or whatever the boycott is about. Boycott is generally always a good idea.
An ad boycott, it is technically the most deserved one ever. Dan's philosophy with his crusade was that Twitch was never going to listen to purely public.
The most deserved one. No.
Outcry, so the only natural thing that he could do to stop the terrorist propaganda being spread on their site was to target their advertisers. Made a video on what you should do.
I mean, I have seen worse on Twitch. Straight up porn on Twitch. It's bad. And Twitch allows viewers around 13, I think. So, yeah.
Right now. Absolutely fuck Twitch for making me do this cancel culture, cuck, fuck, simp, loser shit. I didn't ask to be the Adpocalypse foot soldier henchman. Everything has been tried. They don't care. So name and shame, it's all that's left. Now, a lot of people, including me, disagreed with this strategy.
I think going after sponsors is a bad idea that could affect a lot of Twitch creators who didn't do anything. Yeah, but Twitch is cringe and not based. Also, I'm sure Twitch will cave before it gets to YouTube tier status. Did you see where unironically blocking Israelis from creating Twitch accounts? Like, actually there's a line of code to ban Israeli signups.
Because we YouTubers have been down this road before with people like Matt.
On February the 18th, 2019, YouTuber Matthew, what it is, posted a video showing what he referred to as a softcore pedophilia ring on the site, placing blame on YouTube's algorithm and told the fanbase to report this to the companies putting their ads on the site with the hashtag YouTube Wake Up. Oh, let me Google this. Adpocalypse Matthew Mets. That's what is. The first Adpocalypse can be traced to early September 2016, after YouTube dramatically shifted their focus towards family-friendly content. Okay. PewDiePie is the most subscribed YouTuber at the time. Posted a video that was deemed anti-Semitic. These videos included referencing jokes about Adolf Hitler and holding a sign stating "Do left all Jews," including Chef Keith dancing to Okay. In 2017, American TV personality and model Kendall Jenner was featured in YouTube Pepsi advertisements, which drew criticism from the press due to a video consisting of her giving a Pepsi can to a police officer during a protest. Many accused it of devaluing the issue of police brutality, specifically against black people, to the public outcry. The second, there it is. Toy Freaks. 2018, YouTube further updated its policies. The State Department programmed to channels of 1,000 and 4,000. It caused outrage in the community, especially small creators who didn't reach these requirements. During this time, another incident regarding YouTuber Logan Paul showing reacting to a corpse. The forest one. Well, Logan Paul went to a forest. Okay. Here it is. Softcore pedophilia ring. Was to delete more than 400 and suspend comments. Suspend comments on tens of millions of videos, as the site tried to fix the problem, reporting offenders offending users to law enforcement. When the site assured that more would be done to catch inappropriate comments more quickly. Despite these measures, major brands such as Disney, Dr. Oetker, Hasbro, Epic Games, Nestle, and AT&T Lisbon. Who had just put their ads back to the site after they were pulled their ads from the site within days. Back on the site a month earlier after 2 years. But put the ads from the site within days as the devices started gaining mass media attention again. This did not sit well with the community. Creators and users actively feared the situation was starting yet another apocalypse. Okay. Yeah.
That's what it is, starting an ad boycott that affected several creators' income, and they had nothing to do with it ultimately. And we also have the example back in the day where PewDiePie made some jokes and the Wall Street Journal went after him and they caused an apocalypse that affected every creator on the website, and collectively a lot of YouTubers lost 80% of their income. So we've been down this road before. If we're gonna play devil's advocate here though, or in this case Stan advocate, this is a different situation than with YouTube. In the case of Matt's what it is, Matt lied about YouTube being in on some grand conspiracy to allow child sex trafficking on their site. But in Twitch's case, case, there does seem to be some kind of conspiracy to suppress people from Israel from even being able to be on the site. It's literally in their fucking code.
Stop anti-Semitism has received a code proving Twitch has been blocking users from Israel since 13th October. On Twitch owned by Amazon is based in CA. I think California was that a state with strong anti-BDS laws. Okay.
And on top of that, Dan Clancy endorses Hassan. Hassan puts terrorist propaganda on his streams. Hassan never gets banned. So it's not a situation where I really feel bad for Twitch. My only concern would be that encouraging a culture of ad boycotts can cause a lot of problems. I've already seen a number of Reddit posts about how, oh, well, they want to go after Twitch and Hassan. We should go after YouTube for their right-wing content. And encouraging this kind of culture can lead to
I'm more of the opinion just put the politics stuff out of content creation. Don't make it like have sites specifically for politics, not like why do people on YouTube and Twitch argue about politics to an audience that doesn't care about politics? I mean, some audiences do, but most people don't want that anymore.
To a retaliation on the other side, where the other side feels justified in a completely unjust ad boycott against YouTube or other platforms that don't deserve it. So that would be my greatest concern, encouraging this kind of culture. And I hope that everybody can see why I feel that way. Now, I did have Dan on my stream to elaborate on this point and to make his case, and here's what he said. I feel like this criticism only applies for people who have collaborated with Hassan and support him in any way, which there are a lot of. But if you're somebody who doesn't even like interact with him, you're not a political person, you're not in that community, like you're just doing like, you know, silly like
there are innocent people that will get hurt, but it is only people that get hurt because those who have the ability to make the platform better choose to do nothing. So Pokimane and all these other people who definitely know what's going on and don't say anything because I don't really want
to. And what were they supposed to do?
Defend my audience, and some of them might be, Palestinian advocates. Okay, what happens is that Twitch has lost 70% of its advertisers over the last week. So, I mean, you could have said something earlier. This has been going on for a while. Like, I don't know what you want me to tell you. The big streamers had the ability to say something, to do something about seeing an injustice, and they said, oh, I don't want to risk my bag. Well, you doing nothing risked your bag.
Now, whether or not you agree with his strategy, it is undeniable that it worked. Several massive advertisers would quickly start leaving the platform, and streamers would immediately notice a big cut in revenue. November is supposed to be one of Twitch's biggest months in terms of revenue, because it's the holiday season, and a lot of companies are advertising a lot because people buy a lot of shit during the holidays. But a lot of streamers, like the stock guy, reported that their ad revenue was cut by 80%, which is insane. Interestingly, once advertisers started pulling out, Twitch would make a statement about how they had lied earlier. They didn't really acknowledge that they lied, but instead they made an update to their TO.
I want to see the statistic.
Platform and a lot of streamers like the
Twitch apocalypse is hitting non-political streamers. 80% down in a month. Yeah, that's what I said. People are fed up. People are fed up because of politics. That has been coming a long way. Come to YouTube too.
The stock guy reported that their ad revenue was cut by 80%, which is insane. Interestingly,
and I don't mean like a ban on politics, but segregating politics into its own category.
once advertisers started pulling out, Twitch would make a statement about how they had lied earlier. They didn't really acknowledge that they lied, but instead they made an update to their TOS and said that you can no longer use the word Zionist in a derogatory way. As a part of our hateful conduct policy, we prohibit the use
Okay. and no one sees a problem with that. I mean, I don't know.
Use of terms that may not be harmful or abusive in isolation, but can be used as a slur or to denigrate others in certain contexts. In line with that approach, starting today, using the term Zionist to attack or demean another individual or group of people on the basis of their background or religious belief is against our rules. We recognize that Zionist and Zionism also refer to a
as part of our hateful conduct policy, we prohibit the use of harmful terms like Zionist, Zionism, denigrate certain people. How long did it take them actually? Post was made November the 15th, that we are in. It's almost December. Wow.
political movement. Using the term to refer to the political movement, whether in a supportive or critical way, does not violate our hateful conduct policy. Our goal is not to stifle conversation about or criticism of an institution or ideology, but to prevent coded hate directed at individuals and groups of people. We include examples of the language we prohibit in our enforcement notes here. Despite the fact that all of this was already against the rules of Twitch on paper, I guess they felt the need to make it clear that Zionist is now a slur, instead of just banning the person responsible for it in the first place. It's very strange how Twitch wants to protect Hassan, because on one hand, I don't really like ad boycotts, but at the same time, Twitch is protecting this guy that's putting a lot of crazy shit on their platform, and even to this day, they refuse.
You see, that's just because money speaks. Big money speaks more. Hassan, top streamer, gets everyone into Twitch. We made the decision to stick with him until the end. The fact that we banned Esmen but not banned Hassan that's all related.
To get rid of him. It's really strange how they just have this attachment to this one guy. And Dan, in classic Dan fashion, would respond to this change saying essentially, too little, too late, El Bozo, Clancy step down now. Now, as this adpocalypse has been unfolding, a lot of people have taken note, right? I've covered it a decent amount on my streams over on the TomDark live channel. Check it out. You're missing out if you're not. And a lot of other commentary channels have taken note, with one of them being one of Hassan's friends, Ludwig. He's been unfolding. A lot of people have taken note, right? I've covered it a decent amount on my streams over on the TomDark live channel. Check it out. You're missing out if you're not. And a lot of other commentary channels have taken note, with one of them being one of Hassan's friends.
Mr. Ludwig. Personally don't hate the dude. He's very on brand. Yeah, there's not a lot to say about him, but he also plays a role in this.
Friends, Ludwig. He's a massive streamer on Twitch. At one point, I think he was the biggest streamer on Twitch, actually, in terms of sheer numbers, and obviously he's a very successful guy. He's got the Mogul Mail channel where he does commentary videos, and he...
Und jetzt du.
Check. Du suchst nach fantastischen Angeboten?
to allow child sex trafficking. season, and a lot of companies are advertising a lot because people buy a lot of shit during the holidays. But a lot of streamers, like the stock guy report background, are enforced to get rid of him. It's really strange how they just have this attachment to this one guy. And Dan, no, with one of them being one of Hassan's friends, Ludwig. He's a massive streamer on Twitch. At one point, I think he was the biggest streamer on Twitch, actually, in terms of sheer numbers. And obviously, he's a very successful guy. He's got the Mogul Mail channel where he does commentary videos, and he decided to cover the apocalypse over there. Ludwig uploaded what is happening to Twitch, and he discussed...
I need to react to this.
Why advertisers are pulling out. Except he didn't, actually. In this video, Ludwig straight up just lies. I don't think there's any other way to put it. Ludwig says that Asmongold's ban because of his rant about Palestinians was the domino that started this boycott to begin with. But he doesn't even mention Hassan or Twitch banning users from Israel. He won't even mention it whatsoever. Like, it's impressive how he manages to cover this entire situation and make it seem legit to an outsider who has no other context, who might not know what's going on.
But first, we have to talk about why they pulled out. Where did the advertisers go? Do they hate Twitch all of a sudden? Well,
the advertisers are listening to the audience. That's why we're pulling out. If I was a business, I would do the same. It's like common sense. Like,
the genesis of this, as far as I can tell, is when Asmon got banned off of Twitch.
The Hassan glazing was so bad that even the top comments are all...
Twitch streamer has been got suspended at a Palestinian rant.
Is when Asmon got banned off of Twitch.
The Hassan glazing was so bad that even the top comments are all calling him out for this, and they're like, look, if you're going to cover a situation with your friends, you need to at least tell the truth. Lud, you're better off not covering a topic if you have to tiptoe around so much stuff to avoid offending friends. Lud, buddy, if you were so against mentioning Hassan, why even make this video, man? He's literally at the center of the story. There's zero way to talk about it in good faith without covering his involvement. And yeah, they are right. The amount of covering...
Kinda. There are no good ways to talk around this.
That Ludwig does in this video perfectly illustrates how much power Hassan has in the Twitch community. Even a massive streamer like Ludwig is terrified to remotely say anything negative about Daddy, about Zaddy. Twitch is very much like a high school in that...
What the fuck? Okay.
Regard is basically a popularity contest, and if you aren't in with the cool kids, you're basically fucked. Hassan, in this instance, is what the fellas call the group leader, or
being the group leader, making residues next week. Schedules. English.
Sigma, and nobody will ever call out the group leader, ever. Ludwig, if you're watching this, I feel like in the future the best strategy would be, if you're gonna make a video about the situation,
the best response is just to not respond. Like, what do you want to say?
that involve your friends, you have to actually tell the story accurately, even if you want to defend them for their decisions. If you don't want to cover the story accurately, you just don't have to talk about it. If Hassan is your friend and you have...
Don't respond. Just stay away from drama.
a personal connection and you don't want to shit on him, fair enough, I get it. But you can't cover the story and misrepresent what's happening. That kind of betrays the 4 pillars of journalism, I would say. Now, Ethan Klein would also make his own video calling
Ludwig
about how much he was glazing, and Ethan has been increasingly frustrated seemingly with how it seems like top streamers don't care about what's going on Twitch.
Okay, you ban Asmon for saying this thing about Palestinian people, but, you know, what about this person saying this thing about this people? And that...
What, this person saying this about these people? Did you just yada, yada, yada the whole anti-Semitism thing to protect your friend Hassan? How about having a Houthi militant on Twitch mainstream to talk about One Piece and to glaze up his... fucking little Houthi cock.
The glazing would not stop there. After a few hours, people began to notice a part of Ludwig's video was mysteriously missing. Further investigation into the Wayback Machine revealed that Ludwig had actually cut out the one part of his video where he mentioned Hassan. He wasn't even talking about Hassan in a negative light. He wasn't even shitting on him. He was just saying that objectively, Mizkif slightly, very, very slightly called out Hassan, and he removed that.
Right, so there's currently in Twitch world a piss match, right? Hassan is blaming Asmongold for the adpocalypse for teaming up with people who he says started it. Mizkif is blaming Hassan, saying that everyone who does politics should be outright banned. And Asmon is
looking at me and blaming me. I want to say you're welcome.
Taking blame himself and probably talking about DEI again for the 100th time, if I had to guess.
This is one of the most insane sweeps I've ever seen in my entire life.
There's currently in Twitch world a piss match, right? Hassan is blaming Asmongold for the adpocalypse for teaming up with people who he says, and Asmon is
looking at me and blaming me. I want to say you're welcome.
Taking blame himself. And probably talking about DEI again for the 100th time.
Like, this video was barely even critical of Hassan at all. The entire thing he's saying is that he thinks all political streamers should be banned, and then when asked if that included Hassan...
No. Give political streamers their own platform. That's age restricted. Yeah. Done.
He said yes.
I personally just wish politics were permanently banned off Twitch. I really do. I think a lot of stress and a lot of problems would be gone if they're just like, hey, you want to be political? Get off the website. You want to be a political boy? Go to Twitter. Don't do it here anymore. I swear. I think all political streamers should be banned. If you're really political, then get off. Because if we can't handle it with the ad, if it's gonna affect ad revenue for everybody, it's gonna ruin the website. You might as well do it anyway. You have to. You have to. Hassan gets banned. If it affects every content creator losing ad revenue, which also might affect the entirety of Twitch, Hassan should get banned. Absolutely.
Now, this was probably a joke on Mizkif's part, but regardless of that, like, why take it out? Why? The one time you mention Hassan in this entire thing, you take it out? Really? But if you want to play a little bit of conspiracy speculation, maybe the reason why he refused to call out Twitch is because he recently insinuated that he could be moving back to Twitch from YouTube, so, you know, that could explain some of it.
You guys read that.
Out in full, but essentially what he's saying is actually there is no adpocalypse and your content is just not fresh enough to really make money, or alternatively the revenue doesn't appear for a certain amount of days, which in fairness he could be slightly correct about some of these things because, you know, he is a Twitch streamer. People do tend to overcorrect when an ad boycott happens and blame everything on the ads pulling out instead of their content, but I think that no matter what, it is undeniable that despite whatever he's bringing up here, there is objectively an adpocalypse going on. Like, you can just Google it. It is happening. Major companies have pulled out. This is not a subjective thing. This is not like an up in the air thing. This is happening. Dan would
I would call it an adpocalypse. I would just call it the audience getting mad.
reply to this tweet chain saying, "You seem pretty confident. You blocked my streaming Twitter, so here you go. $1,000 bet to any charity you want. I can prove to DigiDay staff that 10 plus Fortune 500 advertisers and agencies have pulled out, and normal streamers' revenues have been hurt." And that's maybe the saddest thing, that a lot of normal streamers are being affected by this who aren't.
Boo-hoo. Boo-hoo.
Aren't even involved in Hassan. They're just trying to, you know, make their own content, go their own way, like the stocks guy, and they're being punished for this behavior. And ultimately, Twitch refuses to fix it.
The craziness of it. The stocks guy getting it's just slashed.
Situation, unfortunately. And while I'm not in favor of ad boycotts, and even this one I'm kind of like iffy on, because once again, you know, slippery slope incursion of culture. I don't really like that. At the same time, Twitch refuses to do anything about the biggest guy on their platform. Like, I hate the word platforming, but he literally had a terrorist on his stream. What else can I say? Now, Dan then links an article talking about all the advertisers pulling out, and a few hours later, Pirate Software would make an update tweet not acknowledging the bet that Dan had made, but he did slightly concede on his point. Talked to Devin Nash on a stream about the entire thing, and we found an interesting middle ground. As content creators, we cannot see any damage being done yet, as per the data I presented above. As someone who works directly with advertisers, at Devin Nash can see there's a high chance of damage going forward based on current trends. Both things are true. Always diversify your content. Now, most recently, Dan, not Dan Clancy, but Dan Saltman, the rabbi, has been banned on Twitch, which makes sense. I mean, he did literally start the crusade against them, but it's still funny.
Wait, he was bad.
To see this megacorp ban him is just like out of spite in a childish way, like, screw you, man. Hassan also recently made an official top 10 list, guys. This is huge. He finally made it. All right, I'm proud of him. I've been watching him for a long time, so let's see what it is. Oh, shockingly, he didn't make the top 10 people that have visited an alleged sex trafficking brothel that was raided by police. I guess that case is still in ongoing litigation, so his top 10 award for that is currently pending, weirdly. No, this year, in our great year of 2024, Hassan has finally made it on the top 10 anti-Semite of the year finalists. Yippee!
How? How? What?
Hooray! All right, hopefully next year I can make it. I knew you could do it, though. I know you could do it. You're putting up those numbers, big guy. Jay's up. Jay's up. Jay's up. Now, in my previous video about Hassan, I said that at the end of the day, the fact that someone like Hassan, who openly sympathizes with terrorists and violates multiple Twitch rules, can continue to stream without being banned shows that Twitch won't take action against him unless there's a significant public backlash. And even then, the bias is so blatant that it seems Twitch doesn't even care that everyone notices. When Asmongold was banned, and to be clear, I understand why he was banned, the issue with it is Twitch was inconsistent. I don't want Hassan or Asmongold to be banned. I think you should be able to say the wild shit that you want, but if Twitch wants to play by a certain group of rules, then let's play ball. They should have banned Hassan multiple times at this point. And somehow, even after this entire...
Yeah.
nuclear apocalypse that could literally sink Twitch as we know it, this is still not enough for them to get rid of him. Even today, articles are still being written detailing everything Hassan has done. Fox News has picked up on it. Like, it's over. It's over. It's over. It's over. If this isn't the most blatant proof that Twitch is compromised from the top down, I don't know what is. At this point, Hassan could literally stream himself running over people on the street, and I don't think Twitch would ban him. So unless Dan Clancy gets fired or Twitch gets a complete corporate restructuring from the inside, Hassan will remain unbanned, and he will continue to be the reason that Twitch's adpocalypse is still going on.
Hey, I found this streamer the other
Crazy news. Crazy word.
day streaming some sort of propaganda. I reported him, but nothing was done about it so far. Love the music, by the way.
Thank you, Ria Kwan. Thanks for reporting. Not sure who it was, but thanks a lot. All right, how about...
Appreciate it, and please bring this to Twitch support.
Airy Summer, yeah. I've reached out several times, but just seems to have zero response. I even checked in the Houthis are U.S. designated terrorist group, but maybe they have... have a lot on their plate, I don't know.
Bye.